Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this Monday edition of NMH at 1. I'm your host, Priska Agnolo, and let's get the show on the road. We're jumping right into our video segments for today. In our first video, Rundi motorists are fed up with the poor roads in the town. NMH at 1's Kenya Kambowe spoke to a taxi driver who said that their cars are getting damaged due to the huge potholes in the town's roads. Do take a look.
Actually, I'm a taxi driver. I've driven in this town for very long.
Yes.
This road is it's killing our car. That's why we are not moving in the road. It's having a lot of pothole. Now every car, if it's a small car, it can break if you try to drive very fast. It's still not very good of this road.
Okay. What do you think the town council must do?
Actually, they have to remove this road, all of it,
Okay.
so that they can put the new one.
Okay. And how convenient is it for your customers? Would you want to drive? Would you accept a lot of customers coming this side, knowing how bad this road is?
I won't prefer that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
In this clip by Elizabeth Joseph, learners from PK de Villiers Secondary School in Keetmanshoop share why they love Namibia as Independence Day approaches.
And the most important reason why I love my country is just the passion they have for the tradition. They are very serious and inspiring.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Emerentia Gonchwara. The reason why I love Namibia is the cutest country one could ever visit with its different cultures in it. It has the largest river in the world, which is the Fish River Kenyan. It has a lot of heritage sites. It has the most adorable languages, which is the Ovambo, Nama, Damara, Herero, and Oshivambo, Chwana, Kabanga, and the San.
My name is Zain Hartenberg. Why I love my country? Because it's a very exotic country with tremendously eye-catching views.
My name is Ryan Musil. Why I love my country is because my country has many attraction sites, like for example the Kolmanskop and the Fish River Canyon.
The reason why I love my country is because we can all work together in unity despite of our political beliefs, religion, ethnicity, and regardless of our wealth and social status.
I'm Christian. I love my country because of its free education and it is worth its quality.
The World Water Run is set to start this week, with 95 countries already showing interest. The challenge aims to create awareness on water shortages. Yolanda Nell has more.
Come 16 March, there will be one challenge spread out over 7 days with a total of 95 participating countries and a goal of more than 40,000 kilometers that needs to be covered. The World Water Run will see activists and runners unite in a global online challenge to collectively cover the circumference of the world. The theme for this year's run is Valuing Water. According to organizer Mina Gully from Australia, water can mean something different to each and every one of us, and it is critical to all our societies and economies. We need water for everything we produce, manufacture and use. We need it at home, at school, and for our livelihoods. Water holds great cultural and spiritual significance, but experts predict that there will be a shortfall of 40% in usable water supplies within the next decade. Namibians can now join the challenge by filling in the form online at www.minagali.com. You can choose a distance starting from 5 kilometers and for the brave of heart, 100 kilometers to be completed within a week. Are you up for the challenge?
And in this final clip, we see some scenes from the Namibian University of Science and Technology's official opening for the 2021 academic year.
I welcome you all to the first semester of the 2021 academic year. To the new students as well as returning students, I'm particularly excited about being with you today, as this marks our first official engagement.
One thing I will promise you is you have joined the greatest university in the country. They'll take care of you and they'll definitely guide you in your career path.
It's not complete, but I want you guys to hear it about, gender-based violence. We need to stop the violence. We need to make sure that we are aware of this situation. So I hope you guys like it. And if you get the, something, sing along if you get it, So many women that we lost to this war. Every day in the papers and TV, I see it all. My dear Lord, what's going on? We need to change, killing in vain. Please stop the violence. So many women that we've lost to this war. Every day in the papers and TV, I see it all.
Now for our COVID-19 update. 1 year after the first 2 positive test results for COVID-19 in Namibia, the country has recorded a total of 41,200 cases. Almost 308,000 individuals were tested for the virus over these 365 days, and more than 11,600 retests were done. 13% of those tested carried the virus. Over the last 7 days, an average of 1,463 samples were tested per day. Namibia has thus come a long way since being able to only process about 10 to 50 samples per day. Increased testing capabilities have increased the average for the entire year to 843 tests per day. The country's recovery rate stands at 93%, and the fatality rate remains significantly lower at 2%. Since March 2020, more than 38,000 persons have spent time in quarantine, with 1,343 new entries and 1,763 exits reported over the 7 days ending on Saturday. Do join us on NMH at 1 each weekday for reports on different aspects of the pandemic. And now we move on to our dailies. Namibian Sun reports that SWACO Politburo member Sakeo Shangala says the ruling party's current political program is outdated and not comprehensive by design, cautioning the party to change or risk becoming irrelevant in future. Republican reports that at least 8,000 bales of grass have been donated to communal and commercial farmers in the northwestern regions of the country. These farmers have been severely affected by the drought, which has ravaged Namibia for the past few years. Algemeine Zeitung reports that Canadian-based company Recon Africa is currently working on a second well in the Kavango region, this despite not having the necessary permits to do so. The Namibian reports that Landless People's Movement parliamentarian Utara Mmutu says it would be myopic, biased and irresponsible to interpret comments by her party's leader, Bernardo Swartboy, aimed at female MPs as an attack on women and their rights. New Era reports that while the community of Okakwa in the Ohangwena region is coming to terms with the shocking discovery of the remains of a 16-year-old boy who was allegedly assaulted to death and buried by his aunt 3 years ago, talks of another possible murder have surfaced. Another 16-year-old went missing between 2014 and 2015 while under the care of the same suspect. Moving on to the inside pages of the country's dailies. Namibian Sun reports that a woman who is 8 months pregnant has survived an attack at the hands of her abusive boyfriend and is now pleading for help to rebuild her house. Johannes Simon, who is 28 years old, allegedly burned down Olivia Mulongeni's shack on Wednesday evening at Onambimba, Omatando village in the Ongwediva constituency after an argument. Republican reports that the repackaging of frozen horse mackerel by boat owners cannot be considered processing, and those operators should not qualify for onshore processing quotas or weight quotas. According to an association for onshore horse mackerel processing, this is nothing but a cheap loophole in the system. The Allgemeine Zeitung reports that the Mpora clinic in the Kavango West region, where more than 100 patients are treated every day, has had no access to water since last year. According to nurse Domingo Romanes, they have not been able to use the borehole since April 2020 because machine parts are broken. The Namibian reports that Emmanuel Noaseb, who has spent the past 9 years in jail on 2 rape charges on which he is now awaiting a retrial, has been granted 5,000 Namibian dollars bail in the Windhoek High Court. He is charged with raping a 10-year-old girl in Swakopmund in December 2011. New Era reports that a decision by the Health Ministry to rope in middlemen in the procurement of COVID-19 vaccines has been met with criticism. Last week, the ministry advertised a tender to procure, supply and deliver 1 million doses of the vaccine. And that is it for today, ladies and gentlemen. I've been your host, Priska Anyolo, live for NMH at 1, asking you to have a lovely week ahead and to be kind to one another. Do stay tuned for the weather as well.